What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today I'm joined by the second female to make an appearance on the podcast, the lovely Rachel Wagner.
Hi.
What's going on?
Just nothing. Happy to be having a drink after work.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
And driving.
Great.
This is a drive for you, right?
Well, it was like half an hour from work.
Right.
I think it'll be longer home.
And you live in Zanesville, right?
Yes.
Okay.
From Dresden, live in Zanesville, work in Newark.
We have the same stomping grounds in Dresden.
Yes.
The Dresden Pool.
Yes, Dresden Pool.
Does anybody even go to the Dresden Pool anymore?
I don't know. I haven't been. I might have gone once last year with my nieces.
Because like when we used to go, it was like packed.
Yeah. Well, I just drove past the Dairy Twist the other day. It was really hot out, and there were like real teenagers at the Dairy Twist, which I assume walked over from the pool. So I think it's still
all right, so they're
thing.
Still kicking?
Yes.
Are you related to Donnie?
Yes, he's my uncle.
Love Donnie.
Yeah.
Does he still work?
He's like a staple of the Dresden Pool. No.
He doesn't. Mm-mm. So it's not
He's,
the same.
A teacher at Adamsville Elementary.
Okay, I knew that he was, because I had him in 8th grade, I think. 8th grade science
Yeah, he was
teacher.
middle school science forever.
Right.
He just went to elementary a year or two ago.
Great teacher. Great guy.
Super smart.
Always had his bike.
Yeah, he's fit.
But not at the Dresden Pool anymore. So it's clearly not the same.
It's too bad. Yeah.
You mentioned to me, and you don't have them now, you're going to dig them out for me.
Yes.
And is it blackmail material type of pictures?
No, they're fine. They're perfectly fine.
It's from when I'm like probably in 7th grade.
Yeah, middle school, early high school, I would say, at the oldest.
Back when we were kicking it at the Dresden Pool.
Yep.
I actually have a story that I rememred about you.
Great.
At the Dresden Pool.
Hit me with it.
And you might not even remember this. All right, do you remember Paige Blaney? He was in my grade. Probably don't remember him.
I remember, like Chris.
How about
I graduated with Chris.
Blaney? No. Not him. Okay. How about Matt Hagan? Remember Matt Hagan?
Yes.
Okay. Paige Blaney and Matt Hagan one time. Him and I we were all three at the pool, and we would go over behind the elementary school, and we would play pickup basketball sometimes, or we would go down in the woods, where they had that like nature center or whatever.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
helped clean that up in high school.
Yeah, so did I. I helped rebuild it down there.
Sweet.
And we discovered that there was a raccoon in the dumpster. And so us three thinking we're doing like, the right thing, we go walking to the fire department for whatever reason, the police department, for whatever reason. We're like, hey, listen, there's a raccoon that's stuck in this dumpster. Can't get out. So we walk back, and by the time we got back to the school, as we were walking up the road to the dumpster, you were back there with somebody else, and you were crying, bawling, crying.
Oh my gosh.
And we looked, and we saw the cop was putting his rifle back in his car, and he had shot the raccoon. And you looked at us, and you were like, what the fuck did you guys do?
Oh my God.
You don't remember that, do you?
No.
Hilarious. And I felt like shit the rest of the day. I didn't know he was going to shoot the goddamn thing.
I can't believe I would cry over a raccoon.
Oh, you did. You made me feel like shit. That's the only reason why I asked you to come on this podcast, is because I wanted an apology for making me feel bad for the cop shooting the raccoon.
I apologize because my dad and my brother would kill me if they heard that story.
Yeah, and you know what? That's pray they don't see this episode.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not up with the podcast.
Well,
so
I have that suspicion
safe.
too.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best.
I don't remember that, and I cannot believe I cried over a rat. I mean, that is sort of sad that it was
you
probably
and
just
one
eating
other
dinner.
girl, and I don't remember who else it was.
I hung out with Alyssa Mock a lot at the pool.
Yeah, it wasn't Alyssa.
And like Tristan McGee was always running around.
Yeah, I remember the group of gals.
A bunch of the girls from Rosecrans. I always hung out with the Rosecrans girls at the pool.
Right. Ariel.
And
Maggie Whippler.
Maggie, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, all those
There was
girls.
a Burkhart.
Yep. What was her name?
Malia?
Malia Burkhart. Yep,
Yeah.
Malia. I saw her like years ago at an Ohio State football
Blast
game.
from the past.
Weird.
That's funny.
It's like a whole nother life. I forget
No,
that I
I
lived.
can't believe I don't remember that. No, I'm sorry.
Well, it happened.
Well,
I'm here to
thing.
tell you.
The poor thing.
And it's funny now because you are quite the nature gal.
Yeah, and I'm not anti-killing animals of any
Well,
sort.
that's good we got that out of the way.
I wouldn't do it myself. I killed a squirrel once. I did go hunting and I killed a squirrel, and my brother made me wear the vest, like to
Sure.
keep the
Well, that's just
the squirrels
safety.
in. No,
Oh,
it
no.
was like
All right, so
it's like
you're-
a vest with pockets, and you
Right.
put their bodies in your vest. And I put it in my vest, and I remember like as we were out in the woods, I could feel it getting cold, you know,
Right.
because it was dead.
The body. Wow, this is
Yeah.
getting real dark.
Yep, and he tried to make me skin it. That was like the end of our hunting
And you
trip.
were like, yeah,
I
no,
couldn't
listen.
do it. I cried and I felt terrible. Totally okay with other people hunting. It's not for me. I'll go walk around the woods all day long, but I don't want to kill anything myself.
Right.
No.
I've never been hunting. I could do it.
You think?
But skinning stuff, nah, I'm good.
I mean,
I
I
go
feel-
fishing.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
And I feel bad though if you hook them wrong and they're bleeding, like if they swallow the hook. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel terrible. Yeah, I don't like to kill
Wow.
them.
So it's like you're really kind of at a crossroads when it
Yeah,
comes
it
to
doesn't
killing
make sense.
animals. Doesn't make any sense at
No,
all.
no.
But you like to go fishing, right? You're
I
big
do. I
fishing.
fish a lot. Yeah. I
Where-
try to. I haven't.
When's the
much
last time
this
you went
year.
fishing?
One day last week.
Oh, wow. So like recent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I go pretty regularly. Yeah, I have.
Where do you go? Do you have a spot you can't tell me about?
KW Moore has a really
Okay.
nice lake. His family has a nice, I don't know, lake pond, whatever, that I fish a lot. My grandparents have a really, really small pond that when I'm feeling down on my fishing skills and I just can't catch
Got there for
anything,
a
I
couple
go out there
practice?
and I catch fish. If I can find someone to let me on their boat, I will gladly
Right.
fish on a boat.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Would
I'm
you
not
buy?
picky.
You would like to have your own boat, wouldn't you?
Goals.
Goals, life
Yeah,
goals.
yeah. I drive a car, and I think that it doesn't really
Oh,
work
it is not-
for me.
Yeah, I would hope you. I drive a car. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have
Good
a truck.
assumption.
No, listen, I do a lot with my car. I can put my kayak on top of my car and ratchet
Oh,
strap
okay.
it down.
So yeah, you have a
And
kayak.
I put my bicycle in the back seat, so I can load up a kayak and a bike and go. And I do that pretty often. But I think a boat would be pushing it. I don't know that a Honda Civic can hold a boat.
No, it could. Just
I'd
not
have to
probably a good
upgrade
one.
to a truck.
So would you ever get a pontoon? I think I would like a pontoon.
No,
It's just like a
that's-
float and drink.
Yeah, no, I like to fish. So
yeah.
I
But
want.
you can't fish off a pontoon. I mean, you could.
You need like a trolling motor to get close to the bank and stuff. So,
So you like
it
to
would
go
be.
bank fishing.
Yeah, I want to catch
Well,
a
you go out-
bass.
So you don't need a boat then for that.
Well, it's better from a boat.
Speaking of fishing, my dad and I used to go under the trestle in
Yeah.
Dresden that you and I have talked about.
Yes.
That your crazy asses jumped from.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
yeah, yeah. I used to do that a lot. I did a lot more than I like to admit. Actually,
Yeah.
I finally fessed up to my mom about that as an adult.
What'd she have to say about that?
She wasn't happy. She still it's
To
it
this day,
upsets
not
her.
happy.
Yeah,
Just happy that you made it through.
I kayaked under it last summer. And just on the kayak going under it, looking up at that, I was like, "Oh my god, what an idiot!"
Why
But
the fuck did I
yeah,
do that?
we did. So, do we need to explain the railroad trestle? Like,
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I
it was
guess we
pretty
can,
high. How
right?
high do you think?
Oh man, it is pretty high. I feel like it's high. It's higher than
Like
most.
2 stories?
Oh man, I feel like it might
More?
be a little more than that. It's around there. It's around there.
It's high.
Yeah.
And it's over a creek, not a river.
Right.
So, like,
You don't
maybe
know.
these are, yeah.
You don't know what like the depth of the water is.
One end of the trestle over the water, you could definitely, it was like 2 feet deep.
That's what I'm
so
saying. You
knew
have to
not
jump off of it.
Yeah, you knew not to jump on that end. Although
I
my
think
cousin
you
did one
jumped
day.
off of it the same day that I believe Tommy Holdren jumped off of it. And didn't Tommy Holdren like break his like arm or something?
Not while I was there.
I'll have to ask him about that.
We will have to ask.
have to
Because
ask
I
him.
always heard that story that Tommy injured himself
I'll
jumping there. And
put the answer right here in the episode, right there, whether or not he
Yeah,
broke his arm.
I've always been curious to know because I always heard that too. So because of that horror story though, whenever we would go down there, someone would get in the water first and swim around that area and like make sure they went
Make
down
sure
to the
it was
bottom
all
with their
good.
feet and stuff because you know trees can wash up.
Sure.
So we were sort of smart about it. We would check the area first before jumping. But when you jumped, like your feet hit the mud. It was not deep enough.
Ugh. I would have broke my neck.
It was fun.
I would have broke my neck.
It was fun.
I wonder what, you said you went down there recently? You kayaked through there?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't went back that way because we parked down, like a mile down the road and then just walked the train tracks to go fishing.
Yes.
We, hardly ever caught anything down there.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of fishing. It's like sometimes you would catch a bunch, other times you might catch two.
I didn't fish the creek much. My cousin used to all the time, but I never
we caught a couple things through there.
Is creek a weird word?
That's a good question because I think it's technically creek, right?
River, stream.
But where we're from, I think it's creek.
And a creek could be 2 feet wide, or that one is, I don't know
bigger.
how many. It's big, like a half a river.
See, it's just part of a river, not a full river.
No.
Yeah, we talked about that not too long ago, and I was like, yeah, you're out of your mind. And you called me a pussy.
Well, you didn't jump. I can't believe it. You let girls jump and you wouldn't jump.
Well, I mean.
I couldn't tell you who all jumped. I know we would walk down from the pool a lot.
Yeah.
And skinny dip or jump.
Explains so much now, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then when I was in cross country even, some of the practice days he would just tell us to do a 20-minute run.
You could run anywhere.
We would, Emmy and I would run down, jump in the creek and come back soaking wet.
Be wet.
Yeah.
Emmy, she was a trip. I haven't seen her in years.
I love Emmy.
She's married to Ben, right?
Yes, and they have
I'm friends with her on
babies.
Facebook still. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ran cross country 1 year, and I ran one meet at Newcomerstown. Fast out the gate. I was in first for about, I'll give it 10 seconds. And then I finished about 60th.
10 seconds of glory.
Yeah, and then I got mono literally the week after.
That was convenient.
Yeah,
to get you out of your cross country career.
People probably thought, so I don't think he really has it. Mono's a weird sickness, though. Never had mono?
Never had it. No, I don't get sick much.
It was like my throat was almost swollen shut, so I had to have medication for that, right? But it's like the only sickness where you're just tired, and it's like you have an excuse to sleep. I would start Star Wars.
if it's diagnosed.
Oh, well, yeah. I missed a month of school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was just I would start a movie, and I would fall asleep at, 15 minutes into it, and wake up, start again, fall asleep at the exact same spot.
I feel like that sounds like normal teenage stuff.
I feel like I would love to have it now when I wake up for work.
Do you nap as an adult?
I mean, when I can.
I'd love to nap.
Nap,
that's my favorite
meaning
thing.
on Sunday mornings I get out of bed at 11. Right?
No, I like to actually take a nap.
You get a nap? See, I don't really have time to nap.
Yeah, I was just telling my boyfriend the other day that I'm like a toddler. I'm best if you just put me down for an hour mid-afternoon.
Wake up, make some mac and cheese.
Good to go.
Hilarious. Yeah. No, I don't have time to nap. I get home from work. It's typically at 6.
It's not important to you then. You gotta make time.
Well, actually, that's a lie. Sometimes I will go out to my car on break and get a little 40-minute power nap.
I don't nap on my work days, but I do nap on my days off. It's a treat that I like to indulge in.
Well,
from time to time.
you gotta indulge in some treats, right? Do you have any? We were also talking that you love to hike. You go on these hiking trips.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. You went to Havasu Falls, right?
Yes. It's definitely the coolest place I've ever been.
Looked gorgeous.
It's amazing. It's when you're there, it doesn't feel real. So many times I just stopped and looked around and it's unbelievable. The water is the most insane teal color. It's
you see it
crazy.
You see it in stuff in movies and TV shows, but when you're actually there seeing it.
Well, I saw a bunch of it on Pinterest and stuff, Instagram, and seeing the pictures, I'm like, there's no way the water's really that color. There's no way.
What kind of filter are they using?
Exactly, but it's not. It is that color. Apparently, it's something to do with the mineral runoff from the canyon, and in the water, there's kind of a white layer on everything, and it's somehow, that makes the water teal. I think the name is something to do with land of the blue-green water or something like that.
That makes sense. Because we were talking, I've never been to Havasu Falls, but been to Lake Havasu.
Is it green? Teal?
I didn't really go around the water. I mean, we drove by the water, but I didn't really notice any, it didn't look like the pictures that I've seen.
Incredible. Unbelievable. I highly recommend it. It's getting harder and harder to do, though, because there's an indigenous Native American society lives down in the Grand Canyon. It's a 10-mile hike in 8 or 10. I think it's 10. You can't, there's no roads. You have to go by foot or by horseback or mules or whatever, or you can helicopter. So we hiked in and we helicoptered out. So that was cool. But they only allow so many people to stay, to camp a night. You have to like get your permits several months to a year in advance. And then all of these outfitters have started buying up the permits, so then you have to like go through them, and then the price is going up, and it's just, we went at the perfect time, I think, because it's kind of unaffordable, and that was just 2 years ago that we went.
Right. So. Speaking of helicopters, do you see that video of that like 70-year-old woman being like evac'd out in Arizona?
The spinning?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It was hilarious.
No,
you know that woman was
she okay?
She had like a broken. First of all, she had a broken ankle, right? And they had to send in to help. For people that haven't seen this video, I'll post the video because it's hilarious.
Sad.
You know that lady was sick, thinking she was probably in so much pain, and she's probably thinking, "Oh, finally, thank God, I have somebody here to rescue me." And that fucking helicopter, like those guys clearly had no idea what they were doing, because that thing starts spinning. And I swear to God, that thing had to get up to like 80 miles an hour. That thing was moving.
I feel awful laughing. It's so sad.
At one point, it was moving
sad.
faster than the fucking propellers on the helicopter. And you know that lady she had to have passed out.
I hope.
Had to have. And she probably got to the hospital and was like, "What happened? I don't remember what happened." And they were probably, "Oh, nothing, you're fine, you're fine." And could you imagine seeing that video later of yourself spinning and be like, "What the fuck?" Them. Oh my God, hilarious. You said helicopter out, it made me think of that.
Yeah, it was a super cool thing to helicopter out of there.
Well, at least you didn't go spinning in your helicopter.
No, I didn't. I was nervous though, because it was kind of rickety. It felt, I mean, I don't know what a helicopter is supposed to be like, but it felt sketchy. And they actually had like the big cargo net type thing, so they would throw all of your luggage in the net, and they would like haul it underneath it. It was super cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's nice knowing like, hey, we hiked 10 miles in here, we don't have to hike out.
Yeah. I mean, the hike in is down, and the hike out is up. So, lazy me. All of my friends are like, "Oh, if we did it again, we should hike out."
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to be able to get time off of work.
Yeah, no, I'm busy that week.
Where else have you guys gone? You guys go to Colorado?
We did Utah. It was like a totally impromptu trip. My sister-in-law is a funeral director, and she actually won entry to a national funeral directors convention in Salt Lake City. And she invited me to go because I worked at the funeral home with her for a few years, so I would find some interest in it. And then once the two of us were going, we felt like we couldn't abandon the crew, so we invited our Havasu girls to go with us.
It sounds like a horror movie sequel.
No.
It's like a bunch of girls, impromptu trip.
Yeah, we worry. We do worry, the four of us traveling alone like that, but we have Mace and...
Well, mace. Well, that's good. We
have mace.
You've come a long way from crying of a dead raccoon.
Knives. Somebody brought a gun to have
knives. Jesus.
Yeah,
I like that person. Was that you?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the sister-in-law of one of the girls.
We're gonna keep names out of this.
Oh well, that wasn't a bad story, but
no.
There are stories that require no names.
Now we also talked before we started on something that I love, a place I love going to. I've been there maybe 3 or 4 times. And it was like in succession, like within, a couple years. So I'm like, all right, I'm a little tired of it. But Nashville. You go to Nashville, right?
I've been twice.
You've been twice.
Yeah.
Thoughts of Nashville?
Nashville, I really could take it or leave it, to be completely honest.
Just kind of indifferent.
I feel like it's just like going out on like High Street in Columbus. Aside from the live music, but I'm social in small group settings, so I like to talk to people, but all of those people, it's fine for a weekend.
Well, yeah, I can't do big crowds. Like, I get anxiety. I feel like I'm always in the way, and it's like I can't relax. That's kind of the way I feel. Nashville can get way too crowded for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed when I just felt like I should be in the country when I was there, and then it's like
you're not.
It's like you're in Columbus. I mean, the live music's super cool, but whatever.
And it's just a bunch of people from out of town down there.
Yeah. So, do I talk about my Nashville
I'll tell you
story?
what. Let's take our break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll talk about these stories you have from Nashville, which I can already tell are going to be fucking insane.
It's good.
So let's take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be back right after this. And we are back. I'm joined this episode with Rachel Wagner.
Hey.
And before the break, we were talking about Nashville. And you were telling me that you go down with a group of gals, right? I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Loose cannons.
Yeah.
I know some of them. We'll keep their names.
I roll with a rowdy bunch from time to time.
Yeah, and some of them will be on podcasts later.
Yeah.
But they're not going to know the tie-in of this story. The people watching.
Yeah, she may tell her own version of the story.
She's going to be telling a lot of versions of stories.
Which is fine.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I have two Nashville stories. I'll start with the more tame one.
All right. Yeah, let's start off with a base point.
Yeah.
We'll work our way there.
Yeah. Okay,
First of all, let's get this out of the way. Was there an event you're down there for?
Yes, we were there for my friend's bachelorette party.
Naturally.
So I was there one time, just a bunch of couples went, and that was really fun. I did not have a boyfriend at the time, so Leanne, my boo, she went with me. And that was a blast. We did the pedal pub that time. Yeah, I've done a pedal pub both times.
Nice.
So we did the pedal pub with like all the couples and stuff, and that was great.
How much is it to do something like that?
I feel like it was like 25 a person or something. Yeah,
that
something.
Makes sense.
It's fun. I think you should do it.
If
you go to Nashville, do the pedal
I'm making
pub.
everybody else paddle, I'll tell you that.
There is a seat at the end, or like two seats where you don't have to pedal. They recommend alternating, and it gets exhausting when you're going up hills and stuff. You're legitimately operating this thing.
And you're drinking beer, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. So when we went for the bachelorette party, I maybe were late booking our pedal pub. Somehow we ended up doing it at 9 a.m.
Oh my
on a Saturday.
Well, you know what? That's a good reason to start drinking early, right?
Yeah, it was still cold out when we went, to get on. It was...
That's great that it's like, oh, well, I guess we have to start drinking at 9 a.m.
Yeah, well,
yes.
Yeah. No way around that. So we do the pedal pub at 9 a.m., which I think explains the rest of the day pretty well.
Right.
So, I must have been... Now I'm losing track of my days. So I'm pretty sure it was after the pedal pub. We somehow made it back to our hotel room, which I think we should have gotten arrested because we did walk and we were it was bad. Somebody dropped like all the solo cups in the road and we had to like run out and stop traffic and gather up the cups. There's a video of that somewhere.
This is that crew.
It was, we were messy. So we get back to the room. And I don't remember I'm pretty sure this was the same day. We were playing this game, whatever. Sometimes when I'm drinking, I think I can twerk on a handstand. I don't think I can. I'm pretty sure that I cannot.
That sounds dangerous.
But I was doing my best in the hotel room. And I don't know if you've ever done it before, but like you're up against the wall, like my head's down, like I was facing the wall. I can't see anything that's happening around me. I'm just doing my thing. Yeah. Well, Haley can walk on her hands. She's cool. She can do cool stuff. Right. So she thinks in her head that she's going to do this, we're going to do this trick together, but she didn't loop me in on the trick. So she's walking around the room on her hands, and she, in her mind, was just going to like land on me. I was going to stay on my handstand against the wall, and she was going to land on me, and it was going to be this cool trick, but she didn't let me know, like, incoming, nothing. Right. So she landed on me and flattened me, like, bam, down I went. Against the wall, And
you're hammered at this point.
Yes. And I'm laying on the floor. My knees I have pictures. My knees are flat against the wall, and my body is flat on the floor.
You look like you've been in a car wreck.
I scraped my legs the whole way, like Scorpion, sort of. Like, wasn't that Rob Dyrdek show? Where
I know what you're talking about. You went kind of like that way. Yeah.
It was bad. And Haley's on top of me. So I remember my back cracking a whole bunch on the way down and just laying there, and the whole room got silent. And I remember just thinking in my head, like, I wish she would get up. I wish she would get off of me. Just get off of me. No, she just was laughing.
Oh, she was laughing.
Yeah, no, I was the only one injured in the process. Well,
yeah, we didn't care about that.
So she finally got up, and I was not dead, which I was afraid of. My knees, like, my skin was left on the walls from my knees.
Oh, my God.
I had a black eye, a little bit. The black eye didn't really turn.
And is this your first night?
I think it was, we had spent the night, and then maybe it was the next day. So I was sort of disappointed once my black eye didn't amount to much, because I thought, I've never had a black eye before, maybe this is my chance. But It didn't. So, like, later on that night, there's a picture of, like, a whole group picture, and Haley's behind me with her arms around me, like, we're in this loving relationship. I think she felt bad about it.
Yeah.
But
It looked like
it's
a
a fun
domestic
story
violence
now.
type of relationship.
Yeah, awful to me,
Well,
and
listen,
then nice out in public.
You survived that,
I did.
right?
Yeah.
And then, now, the next story you're leading into, the
Yeah.
not so tame one, not same trip?
Same trip.
Same
I
trip.
just can't remember if it
Wow,
was the
this
same
is a
day.
trip for the
I just
ages.
remember we were drunk after the pedal. I'm sure that this story was after the pedal pub. So lots of alcohol involved. It's like noon.
Right.
I'm not exaggerating. Pretty sure it was noon.
Right.
I could check
Long-
the timestamps on my photos, but there will
Long
be no photo
day
sharing.
ahead of you at this
Yes. I needed a nap that day.
Yeah.
So we're all back in a room together. And I can't really say for sure how it got started. There was a group of 15 of us girls, something like that. One of the girls decided that this could be like a teaching moment, like a learning moment for
God.
everyone, like a show and tell.
Right, yeah, great.
And she took off her pants, like panties and all, and was just showing us what her setup looked like.
Her setup.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. Like, I feel fortunate that I got to see it. I'm not kidding.
So, in other words, this girl's just bragging at this point.
She wasn't,
You're
but
saying
she
she was
could have
very
been.
modest about it then.
She could have been bragging.
Right.
Yes, I feel very lucky to have seen her
What a
setup.
okay, how many people are fucking in on this at this point?
There were like 15 of us. So one girl starts.
Show and tell, Nashville.
She just shows it all, and we were talking about, like, you know, we're girls. We don't have locker room experiences. Like, we don't get to see other girls' setups other than like in porn or
I
something.
love how you're calling it setups.
Well, lady bits.
Setups.
Vaginas. That's
Right.
what we were looking at. Yeah. So she has hers out, and I was quick to like check it out. Like, oh, this is a little
You're
different than
interested.
mine, similar, but okay. So I was like, if she wants to show hers, I'm gonna show mine. So I take off my pants, panties, everything.
Typical follower you are.
Right.
This is
hey,
jumping
I'm
off the
pretty sure
train
I was
trestle.
Second.
Is this jumping off the train trestle 2.0?
No, I don't cave to peer pressure. Just as like
clearly.
a side note to this,
Clearly.
I don't. I do what I want to do,
Right.
and I want.
Sometimes it's jumping off train trestle. Other times it's showing the setup.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So I got mine out, and eventually, I'm pretty sure that we all of us at some
Show the
point.
setups.
Yes.
So this is what women do, like in their spare time.
From my understanding and conversations with other people, this is not typical.
Yeah, something tells me that's right.
Yeah.
Something tells me that's
just
right.
my extra special
So this
group of
sounds
friends.
like an insane Nashville trip.
It was fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It was fun. There's we had like a group text message going for the longest time before and after.
Yeah, that's not something you soon forget.
No, but someone found, I think it was, someone found a picture that she must have screenshotted off Google. It's basically like a chart of vaginas, and they're
Right.
like numbered,
Like
and there's
different
probably like
types.
20 of them. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's been fun to like look at the chart and be like, oh, I think I'm number 12.
Yeah,
and
that's Diane right there.
yeah.
You don't have a friend Diane.
Yeah,
named Diane.
no, I don't.
Nobody names their child Diane.
No,
anymore.
I hope not. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So it was just a really great learning experience. It was a really great bonding experience.
What did you learn? Just what your other friends are their setups.
Well, but I mean, I never would have seen so many,
Vaginas.
right, had it not been for that scenario. So I felt like
Let me tell you this
at the
right
end
now.
of the day, I was happy about it.
Let me fucking stand up for men everywhere right now.
Uh-huh.
You just said we don't have our locker room experiences. Let me tell you right now. I have never once been in a party with 15 guys. It's like, hey, let's show each other our dicks. What's your dick look like over there, Billy? My
Yeah,
God
but-
looks like that.
But you
never
guys are
happens.
naked in a room together.
Right, but it's not like we want to be. It's like we're taking a shower after a sporting event.
I don't know.
It's not like, hey, Susie, what's your clit look like over
Maybe
there?
I'm just
never
really
happened.
lucky with my group of friends that we
Yeah,
get
it
to do
sounds like
things
you're
like that
very
together.
lucky.
It
It
was
sounds like, you know
fun.
what? I'm equally as lucky that my friends didn't do it.
That's true.
I don't see
whatever.
their dicks.
Whatever. We
Do
all
you feel
love
like
to
you
talk
know
about
them
it.
better now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know their setups.
Exactly. Yep.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
And you were single on that trip, right?
I was.
You're not single now.
I'm not.
You're dating, you're happily dating.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you were telling me, and we were talking about your friends, and they laugh at you because of your horrific dating stories.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are as crazy as the Nashville.
Listen, now this is
Giant
where
story.
I'll take the heat for guys. dating guys has to be horrendous. Listen,
yeah.
you ladies should know walk in the park either, all right?
I'm sure we're. I can't speak for everyone.
So, what's the most horrific dating experience you've ever been on?
Well, I have a couple sort of embarrassing, goofy things.
I'm shocked. Let's go on.
So I dabbled in like online dating, like
arts.
Tinder.
You dabbled in the dark arts.
Not like Tinder. I dabbled.
Yeah, what did that mean? I dabbled in like Tinder.
Yeah, it was Tinder.
Right.
And I came across this guy on there who seemed super normal, which he was normal.
Okay.
He was.
You kind of threw me for a loop there.
Yeah, no, he was definitely normal.
Can we give him a name right now? We don't have to give him a real name. Let's call him Cliff.
Okay, Cliff. I called him. Yeah. Okay, Cliff. Great. Yeah. Great. So Cliff and I messaged back and forth for like a month. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, let's hang out. I'm tired of talking to you.
What's the point?
Let's figure this out.
Right.
So we finally decided we would have dinner. I'm no dummy, and I didn't want to be, like, kidnapped or something. Right. So I had him
because you don't really know Cliff that well.
No.
You've only talked to him for a month.
And this is assuming that everything he's told me is true, which I'm sure it was, but...
And you never trust a man named Cliff, first of all.
No.
Right.
Right. I wouldn't have swiped right for Cliff.
Right.
So, we meet at the Bob Evans in, like, I don't know, Zanesville.
Getting a couple Rise and Shine breakfasts to start this thing off.
I just wanted, like, a public place that was close to the interstate because they had, like, an hour drive. He drove an hour to meet me.
Oh, so he's not from around...
No, he's from, like, Athens, somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere around that area.
All right.
So nice, like...
From
country boy, yeah. So we meet there. He gets in my car because again I didn't want to be kidnapped, right. And we go to dinner.
Luckily, did not sit in the back seat behind the driver's side.
No, he sat in the passenger seat. Yeah.
It's a good mark for Cliff.
So we go to dinner, and I can talk to anyone. I have no problem conversing with anyone, but right. I could tell very early on that this wasn't like I wasn't feeling it. Right. Yeah, it was fine, great to talk to, but just wasn't feeling it.
All right, so at this point, are you telling yourself, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of the date?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you looking for an exit strategy?
No, it wasn't bad. It was fine. Totally fine.
So you just weren't feeling it?
Yes, just not, like, attracted to him. Wasn't, yeah.
That's fair.
Totally fine. So, delicious dinner, perfectly fine conversation. We get back to, I'm dropping him off at his truck.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, like, I've known this whole time that
I've already started to feel a little
I'm
crazy.
not interested. Well, I guess he felt differently.
No.
He goes to lean in for a kiss, which I, for some dumb reason, was not expecting.
I feel like I'm there right now.
I wasn't expecting it. I don't know why it didn't occur to me.
Did you do like
he
what
might. I facepalm.
Oh no! Did you touch his face?
In my car. I'm pretty sure I touched his face.
Oh.
And I looked away and I went, no. Like the weirdest sound came out of me.
Oh God! Now I wish I would have been there because I would have lost it. Oh God!
He sat up straight. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he just got out of the car and got in his truck.
Oh no.
It was awkward. Like 5 minutes later, he texted me and said something about like, well, that was awkward, or something along those lines.
Cliff.
And I was like, yeah, it was, and we never talked again.
No. That is going to be the preview for this episode. I hope you know that.
He was
Poor
so
Cliff.
like.
At the beginning of the story, I was like, Cliff, I hope he crashes and burns. No, I'm like, poor God.
No, he was fine. I just wasn't.
It's like,
wasn't feeling it. And it had not occurred to me that he might think it was okay to kiss me.
Oh, God, that is fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, no. All right, so that's just one of these stories.
Yeah. Yeah, the second one, I don't know.
How long ago was
the
Cliff story? Like, are we talking like more than 2 years ago?
No, like, I would say
last
2 years
week.
or less. No.
Good.
I can't remember where he fell in the lineup of boys.
Fell in the lineup. So there's been a large lineup?
Well, I mean, I'm like sort of a serial dater.
Right.
So I got out of a 4-year relationship, and then I was just like single and mingling for a while, and then I dated another guy for a few months. That didn't really work out, and then...
Right.
Yeah, and now I think I got a good one. But my other dating fun story was before. So I was in a 4-year relationship.
Yeah.
And we were sort of off and on. It was a little tumultuous. You know this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Great. I love him still today, but it was rocky the whole time. So we were apparently off at this point because I had hung out with several times this guy, but maybe this
is not the guy I know. Or is this the guy I know?
You know the guy that I dated for 4 years off and on.
I think I do.
We've run into each other in bars and stuff together.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, I love if it's the same guy.
Yeah, you love him. Everybody loves him. He's great. So
we're not getting ready to talk shit about him.
No. Okay. No. Him and I were like,
because I would never allow that.
I would never say anything.
If you would have started in and I would have realized it was about him, no. I would have been like, no. No. All right, but go on. Sorry.
So I think I was on like a first date with some new guy. I was always trying to get past the one that you know because he was never paying proper attention to me. So I would like find other people and try to occupy myself.
Yep.
So poor guy who had no idea that I was never actually going to date him takes me out to dinner. And I'm like, let's try this new place. It's called Knuckleheads on Linden Avenue.
Right.
Like, I hear it's cool. I want to check it out. Had never been there. So that should date it somewhat. Several years ago.
Not called that anymore, by the way.
It's not. No, it's
they
just
were like,
one
we're
bar
going to
now.
come up with another name for the bar. And they said, just one more. Mm-hmm. Just one more name. We're going to change the name.
It's not the same. I miss Knuckleheads.
I have been in there twice.
It was great. So, I'm like, let's try this place. Never been there before. We should check it out. Again, first date with this guy. And whatever. He wasn't the one that I wanted to be dating.
Right.
So, we walk into this bar, Knuckleheads. There's like double doors right when you walk in. So, I'm through the first door, opening up the second door. I push it open. I look to my right, and there is a long table, like a bunch of tables pushed together of the guy that I want to be dating.
Yeah.
And like all of our friends. Well, his friends. They were his friends first.
No, this is a worst feeling.
All of them sitting at a table together.
And you didn't know they were there?
No, I had never been to this place before. It was awful. So I see them, and of course me and him lock eyes, and my face must have like melted because they've all repeated the story later, and they all thought it was hilarious. I turn around, and the guy that I'm with is like, nice, pleasant as can be, on his way in the door to check out this cool place.
Walking into a hurricane.
Walks in, and I'm already on my way back out. I stiff-armed him and like shoved him back out the door.
Oh, no.
And I was like, we can't be in there. We can't go in there. I can't be in there. We have to go.
Did you cry?
No, but I just wanted to get the heck out of there.
Right.
So immediately, like, several of the guys, including the guy I was not dating, are texting me, like, why don't you come back? Just come back. It'll be fun. Bring your guy.
Jerry, who we're talking about.
Yeah. So it's not nearly as traumatizing as the first one, but the poor guy that I literally stiff-armed him and shoved him back out the door because...
So that's your move. A guy said, now, guys... Obviously, they won't find out now because you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
But they would if they ever did date you and they got a stiff arm. It was not
going nowhere.
That's your go-to move then.
I didn't mean to, and these were years apart.
You're the Archie Griffin of dating.
Yes.
Dating men.
I guess.
I'm gonna make you a Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
cool. Yeah, that's what I picture when I picture what I did to the guy in Knuckleheads. That's
we talked earlier. You are the second woman to be on this podcast.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
You need more girls.
I do. I'm trying to get more women on the podcast because I don't want it to be a big dick fest in here every week. You know what I mean?
Nobody likes that.
And I find often that so far the best episodes I've had have been with the females. Guys just aren't bringing the heat.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're not coming in here talking about how they saw their other boys' setups in Nashville.
That probably wouldn't be as fun of a story.
Well, I wouldn't enjoy it as much, but I don't know what the viewers like.
Well, that's true.
So what's it feel like now you're happily in a relationship now?
Uh-huh.
You're just like glad to be out of the dating. Dating is like...
I'm old.
You're not that old.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
So this guy's like young. He just turned 27. So we were talking before we started recording that I tend to spend time with younger guys. Yeah. Totally accidental. We came across each other on Facebook. We did not know each other.
Who had it who?
We're not sure. I think the jury's still out on that
Toss
one.
up?
Yeah, because I was single, and I know if like cute guys would show up on my people you may know, I would add them. He claims he did the same, so neither of us is sure who added the other. But I do remember creeping on him steadily for months.
All right.
Like months.
This is the Rachel Wagner I know.
Yes, creep.
The old creep.
Creep. So I just like. He was handsome and he was outdoorsy and whatever. Like, I just thought he seemed like, okay, this is something I could be interested in.
Right.
I even commented on one of his Facebook photos. It was something he had been like somewhere out west somewhere. When I had just gotten back from Utah, and I was like, oh, where's this? I just got back. I'm trying to sound interesting.
Right,
I just got back from Utah, blah, blah, blah. He replied to my comment, nothing else. And that was like I was opening the door for him to send me a message.
Take the hint.
He did not. So I ended up dating this other guy, like hung out with this other guy for a couple months. And then that fizzled out, as they do in my life. And
Because you stiff-armed him.
Well, he was too nice. So, drunk at the river one night, I like to do that. And, one day. I think it was
what was that?
10 o'clock at night by the time I was drunk and Facebook messaging. I hopped on Facebook and sent this guy a message that said, I know this isn't Tinder, but if it was, I would swipe right.
Nah, that's a smooth line. That's a pretty good line.
I was impressed.
That's opening up the door. It's cute. It's funny. It's playful.
And
so it's
he
not
said,
weird.
I would too. And I was like, oh. Which I didn't see that till I woke up in the morning because I'm pretty sure I was like passing out.
But you know what?
Bed.
Probably for the better, right?
Yeah, fine.
If
totally
you
worked out fine.
It
yeah.
while you were hammered.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have went?
Inappropriately. It would have been bad.
Inappropriately.
Yeah.
And you always run that fear that maybe you're going to scare him off?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm still waiting to scare him off.
Well,
may still happen.
Wait till he watches this episode.
It may happen yet. Yeah, no,
well,
that's
listen,
how
I have
started.
a question. I heard this question today, and I started thinking about it, and I thought this was going to be a perfect question to ask you.
Great.
All right, let's say that you guys get married.
Okay.
Right? At your wedding, you're allowed to invite 5 celebrities.
Okay.
Who do you invite to your wedding? And this better be a good list, because if it's not, I'm going to let you know about it.
Okay. Will Ferrell.
Okay, that's a pretty solid pick.
Because I think that so many things that come out of my mouth are quotes directly from Will Ferrell movies. Not necessarily Will Ferrell himself quotes.
Right, but
so many things that I say are directly from his movies that it just wouldn't be right if he wasn't there.
I could see him at your wedding going, this wedding's horseshit.
That's fine. As long as he's there, I think that would be great. So I would like to have Will Ferrell there. Can it be dead people?
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go dead people. It would be weird to have a dead celebrity there, but that's...
Well, like Lucille Ball for some reason is coming into mind.
So you like I Love Lucy.
She's just entertaining. Yeah, she's entertaining to me.
Show.
Betty White, she's still living.
I was going to say, she's not dead. She's not dead.
I would love for her to be there.
So Betty, listen to this lineup so far. And they're all at the same table. Will Ferrell, Betty White, and Lucille Ball, all at the same table.
Yeah, Joan, what was her name?
Joan Rivers?
Was she the one, she was like super obnoxious, and she was on that show on E, and she has a book and stuff. Yeah, I would want her to be there.
Yep.
She could like critique our outfits and stuff, and I think that would be great. I appreciate that witty, mean sense of humor.
My boss actually, when he was little, wrote in jokes to like a TV digest thing, and Joan Rivers bought his jokes.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is really
Joan
cool.
Rivers did him on The Tonight Show. Crazy as that.
That's super cool.
So, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Just send in some jokes to TV digest.
No.
Have Chris Rock tell
Things have changed.
Things have changed. All right, so now you have one more.
I have one more, and I feel like I need to choose wisely.
Dude, fucking Will Ferrell's wanting to shoot himself in the head right at this table.
Okay, so I need a friend. Oh, gosh. I mean, how about... I don't want to go willy-nilly about this. I'm inclined to say I can't even think of the guy's name that's in Step Brothers with him.
Oh, yeah, John C. Reilly.
But I don't know. So he's maybe...
Yeah, those two together. That would be, I mean, that would be good. But is that who you really want?
Right,
You're
yeah.
not
I would just be inviting him as a sympathy, like, for Will Ferrell.
I love that you're giving this like legit thought.
Yeah,
that was what I wanted out of this.
I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to regret this later because what if they show up to my wedding?
Well, I can tell you Lucille Ball's not going to.
She's not going to be there. Oh, Daniel Radcliffe. Oh my God, I cannot even believe I didn't think of that. He should have been number one.
Why?
Daniel Radcliffe is
Why
number
Daniel
one.
Radcliffe?
Because Harry Potter.
Okay, but he's not really Harry Potter.
No, I know, but he will always be Harry Potter to me. I know he does other things, and they're great things.
He's gonna come in on a fucking broomstick playing Quidditch.
I have a Harry Potter pillowcase on my bed.
So
like
are you like
Daniel
a Harry
Radcliffe.
Potter fanatic?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're fantastic movies. And I've actually read all the books.
Yeah, great.
They're pretty great.
Good stuff. My mom has this dream for me that I'll get married at the
Hogwarts
castle. Yeah, which I don't know if that's like an option, but I don't want to do that.
But the Hogwarts
anyways.
castle that's at Universal Studios in Florida, not like the real castle, just at Universal Studios.
Well, I mean, there isn't a real one, is there?
I think they filmed it on like I think most of it's CGI. Okay, but I think there's like an actual castle where they built.
Listen, just as a side note, if you want to do an entire podcast on Harry Potter,
I'm
in.
What if we do a podcast where we watch the Harry Potter movies together and
commentate?
We commentate.
Okay.
We wouldn't be able to show the movie, but we'll put down like
that Shia LaBeouf thing.
Here.
Did you ever watch that where he watched his own movies?
I've seen a video for it, but I've never actually watched it.
Well, I mean, it's too long to watch the whole thing.
He's a little different.
I enjoy him.
So the video is just you watch.
Can I have him as a backup if Lucille Ball can't show up to my wedding? Can Shia LaBeouf come?
So now we've gone from Lucille Ball, Betty White. Who else was it? Will Ferrell. Who was
Joan
the other
Rivers.
Joan Rivers. And we've substituted in now Daniel Radcliffe and Shia LaBeouf.
Daniel Radcliffe is in. He's my fifth. He should have been number one, and I do apologize.
You know what? And I'm going to tell him that if I get invited to the wedding.
If he ever sees this, I'm so sorry, and you're number one.
Yeah,
he's number one.
He's definitely going to want. Daniel, I apologize for their actions.
I'm sorry. But yes, can Shia LaBeouf be a backup in case any of my five guests? Okay, he's my backup.
I think that's a strong five. It's out there. It's an out there five, which I expected.
Typical.
I have to say this. Speaking of Harry Potter, not a fan of the Fantastic Beasts movies. Oh. I think they suck. To be quite honest.
Hurt me a little bit.
Do you feel like that was like a little jab?
No, I
stiff armed you on that one.
Yeah, well, I like them a lot.
Feelings.
It's okay.
I just think. The first one, I was like, all right, this is not as entertaining as
I think
thought
he's the sweetest.
I love the actor.
Yeah.
Eddie Redmayne, right?
I don't know. I'm terrible with, my favorite bands, I don't even know the names of the people in them. But
who are your favorite bands?
Deftones.
Deftones, all right.
Yep.
That's one band. That's one band, Rachel.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Def Leppard, Incubus.
Alright, I'm starting to see a pattern.
Chris Cornell, whatever he's participating in, that's my favorite.
Yeah. So Soundgarden and Audioslave.
Yeah. And just his own stuff.
The first
he's
Audioslave
amazing.
might be one of the most complete albums I've ever listened to.
Was that the one with the flame on the front?
Yes.
Yeah. It's good.
That album's incredible.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, the way he went. And then
I hate that.
Chester Bennington. It was crazy. It's like a lot of them went right in that quick, like a couple months.
Yeah, it's so sad. But don't you feel like their music probably wouldn't have been like?
Well,
I feel like it's all tied together.
I mean, you look at that way with pretty much every you look at James Dean. It's like James Dean made 4 movies, and it's like he's iconic because he died young, which is sad to think of. But
yep,
we can't all be Oprah.
No, we can't.
I mean? Favorite movie? Did I ask you too quick?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say Harry Potter, even though they are. Notting Hill is a random weird one that I just love.
Notting Hill? I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
That's from Notting Hill, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Notting Hill and Great
With
Expectations.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I know. He's not even handsome.
He's not. He looks just. There's something weird about his look.
I just really like that movie for some reason.
Remember when he got arrested for picking a prostitute?
I don't. I know the story. Yeah, I don't know that I remember what. Like, I don't know where I was on the day that it happened. But
oh well, yeah, it's not like the
Like,
Kennedy assassination. Not like 9/11.
No.
I remember where I was when
not that
Hugh
serious.
Grant got pulled. When he got picked up for buying that prostitute. I was in 4th grade. Oh man! And you know who else is in Notting Hill?
Julia
I can't think of his
Roberts?
name. No, Reese Ifans.
Is he the goofy guy, the goofy roommate?
like the
He's
roommate.
so funny.
Hilarious. He's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
He's in
yeah.
like The Replacements.
Yes,
The
yeah. He's
Kicker.
in a couple movies that
He was in like one of the last Spider-Man movies. He was like a bad guy in it.
Spider-Man.
Great
there's so
actor,
many of
but
them.
they don't really give him a whole lot to work with ever.
No, but he's funny.
Well, listen, this has been a fucking journey,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping you'll come back on.
Good. Oh, absolutely. I feel like I could talk about so many more things
Yeah, I
like
have
ghosts
a
and
feeling.
aliens and
Well-
conspiracy theories and.
Let's talk about ghosts. Before you go.
Okay.
Your thoughts on ghosts.
Well, for one, I feel like I need to preface this with the fact that I'm Catholic, so I think it's part of my religion that we believe.
Yeah.
So we do, and demons and all of it. My family is super like, well, we're all Catholic. I don't know. I feel like that just has something to do with it.
Yeah.
We like to tell ghost stories. We have like personal ghost stories. It's definitely like a part of my
You
life.
told me one of your ghost stories before we started shooting. You said I had a dream one time that I was in a hotel room with like 15 other ghosts, women, old colonial women. They all showed me their setups.
Yeah.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it was the best dream
But
ever.
you do believe in ghosts.
I do,
Clearly.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I see. Ghosts to me are the same with aliens. It's like hard for me to
believe in
believe
them.
that we're like the only living.
Yeah, how can you walk outside at night and look up in the sky and not...
You know how I
there's
say
no
it?
way we're the only thing.
This is how I get away with it. Somebody tells me that they're like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts or aliens. I'm like, all right, tell me how we became into existence. How did we come into existence? Maybe we gotta go the evolution route. That's fine, but then why did we stop evolving? Why did monkeys stop evolving? You know what I mean? It's like we just hit like a roadblock.
I still believe in God, and I think he had a guiding hand in all
That's
of
what I'm
this.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
But what's God? Maybe he's an alien.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird to think
Or like
that we
a
are the
ghost.
only. First of all, I feel like it's asinine to think that we are the only living beings.
It's really, like,
There's plants,
selfish,
there's
self-centered.
animals.
Yeah.
And our galaxy is so vast. It's like you couldn't possibly know.
No. I mean, you look up into the sky, and so many of those stars that you see are galaxies.
Right.
I,
Yeah. It's like we know more. This is the other thing, though. I feel like we also know more about space than we do about our own fucking ocean.
Yeah, I know. I've read that before.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, every time they go down on those little crazy,
find
like
a
in the
new
submarines.
species.
Yeah, every time.
It's crazy. I follow this Twitter account of this guy who literally, like, his job is he goes down and he tries to find new
That was
species.
like my middle school dream job.
And he posts the pictures of the things he finds, and there are some creepy.
They look
fucking
like
things.
aliens.
There was one that looked looked kind of like a shark, but it has human teeth. It was fucking terrifying.
I feel like I've seen pictures of that.
You might have.
I feel like I have.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, ghosts, I absolutely believe. I won't share
Well, you
ghost
know what?
stories this time, but I have.
You'll have to go ghost hunting with us.
Okay, yeah.
The ghost hunting
Please.
episode.
Please.
I think we're gonna get a group of people and go and just spend the night there. I think you can't spend the night. I think we have to be out there we have to be out or done by like 3.
What
It's
an
like
odd
3
hour. Just
a.m.
let us
They
stay.
say 3 a.m. is like the witching hour for some odd
Really?
reason. Yeah.
Do you wake up at like the same time every night or anything like that? Do you have anything like that that happens to you?
sometimes.
I feel like I haven't done it for a long time, but for years I would wake up and look at the clock and it was like the same time every time, and I feel like that's
You don't think that's like
something's
your
up.
you don't think that's like your body's clock,
I
your
mean-
inner clock, just like it's like a routine like kind of thing.
no, it was like the middle of the night.
Well, why?
I feel like there was a
What's
reason.
making you wake up? You
I
just
don't know.
randomly wake up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe you're just weird.
Something
Rachel.
was up. Maybe that was when the ghosts were visiting me.
Maybe. Now, I have to recommend this to you. I don't know. Do you watch a lot of documentaries?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. There's one, and the people were just on Rogan's podcast, but Bob Lazar.
Okay.
And the guy that made the documentary.
I
Jeremy
haven't
Corbell.
listened to that one yet.
All right. The documentary is called Bob Lazar: Flying Saucers and UFOs.
Okay.
It is fucking insane.
Is he the guy who was with the Area 51 stuff?
Yeah, so like in the 80s.
Okay, I started to watch that documentary and my boyfriend not interested. Really? So
It's incredible.
had to shut it off and I'll watch it
Yeah,
another
like he was
time.
the one that came around and like initially like exposed Area 51.
Yes, okay, yeah. Started to watch it, wasn't allowed to finish it.
Yeah,
I'll
the
watch
shit
it
that he
sometime.
like said that they had later has come out since 1982 or whatever when he did the interviews, and like they've like come out with it like it does exist.
Okay, so isn't Area 51 in a place called Rachel, Nevada?
It's called what?
Rachel. I'm pretty sure there's a town
It's called
Rachel.
Groom Lake.
and it's somewhere near all that Area 51 stuff.
It probably is.
Of course I would know because
immediately
I was
where it's at. It's called Groom Lake, but it's probably around somewhere.
Okay,
around there.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll have to Google it. I'm pretty sure there's a town called Rachel, and that's like near Area 51, and
Maybe it is.
I always wanted to go there.
I'm gonna have to look that up now after this podcast.
Gotta go. Gotta
So
check it out.
you will have to go with us to the ghost hunting thing.
Please. I
I
would
will
love that.
have to take your boyfriend and make him a believer.
He won't. He's
I
I
figured
mean,
so.
he's fun, but I'm still
His
working
idea
on
is
him.
fun is not going to an opera house on a Saturday
Right,
night.
he would think that was ridiculous.
Right.
But I am working on I just try to like weasel it into conversation, just sprinkle it on because I don't want to overwhelm him with my ghost stories.
Sure. Bring him in gently.
Yeah. I just sprinkle it on here and there. I'll get him.
Yeah,
it's
you'll get
fine.
him.
Yeah.
Listen, this has been fun. We're going to have to do it again.
Yes.
I've laughed my ass off in this podcast.
Woo.
It's been ridiculous. And we'll have to do it again sometime.
Okay, please. Yeah, love to.
So next
Get
week...
some more girls on here.
I will. Well, they're going to have a lot to live up to after the first 2 appearances. You guys check us out next week. We'll be back. All new guests, all new episode. We'll see you next week.
Bye.